Sunderland may be preparing something bold behind the scenes, and if reports from La Gazette du Fennec are accurate, the club's summer strategy could include a double Algerian move designed to reshape the squad at the Stadium of Light. Régis Le Bris wants more quality, more creativity, and more decisive players in key areas of the pitch. Sunderland's recruitment department is already working on two names that could define the next stage of the project. The ambition is clear. The club are exploring the possibility of bringing both Feyenoord winger Anis Hadj Moussa and Royal Charleroi midfielder Yacine Titraoui to wear side in what could become one of Sunderland's most talked about transfer windows in years. The main focus of that plan is Anis Hadj Moussa, a player Sunderland already attempted to sign earlier this year. The Black Cats seriously explored a move for the Algerian international during the January transfer window, but the deal never reached completion. That has not changed the club's opinion of the player. Sunderland remains strongly interested and could return with a concrete offer this summer. Hadj Moussa's rise in Rotterdam has been impossible to ignore. Since arriving at Feyenoord from Patro Aisden in 2024, the winger has scored 22 goals and provided 11 assists in 76 matches. This season alone, he has already recorded 11 goals and 6 assists, numbers that explain why his name circulated widely during the winter market. At one stage, Chelsea were reportedly prepared to compete with Marseille for his signature. That battle ultimately never materialised, but it highlighted just how quickly his reputation is growing across Europe. That is why Anis Hadj Moussa's name continues to surface in Sunderland's internal discussions. The 24-year-old represents exactly the type of explosive attacking profile Le Bris wants in his system, a winger capable of deciding matches with goals, pace and direct running. However, he may not be the only Algerian player arriving if Sunderland's plans take shape. The club are also closely monitoring Yacine Titraoui, the Royal Charleroi midfielder viewed internally as a potential masterstroke signing. At just 22 years old, Titraoui is believed to be ready for the next step in his career, and Sunderland see an opportunity to move early. There is also an interesting structural element behind this potential deal. Titraoui is represented by Unique Sports Group, an agency with strong connections across the Premier League and clients that include Anthony Gordon, Malik Thiar, Jacob Ramsey and Lewis Miley. Those relationships could quietly help smooth negotiations if Sunderland decide to accelerate their interest. From a financial perspective, the two potential transfers sit at very different levels, but together they form a calculated market strategy. Hadj Moussa recently extended his contract with Feyenoord until 2030 and currently carries an estimated market value of around €20 million. Any serious attempt to sign him would almost certainly require a significantly higher fee. Titraoui, meanwhile, represents a far more accessible opportunity. The Charleroi midfielder is valued at around €5 million and remains under contract until 2027, with an option for a further year. That situation still leaves Sunderland room to negotiate a reasonable deal. The contrast between the two targets is striking. One move would require a major investment, while the other could prove to be a smart value signing that strengthens the midfield without stretching the budget. Now, the big question for Sunderland supporters is simple. If the club truly pushes forward with both moves, the total investment could reach somewhere between €25 million and €30 million. Could this double move help Sunderland firmly establish themselves among the elite? And between Anis Hadj Moussa and Yacine Titraoui, which of the two Algerian internationals do you think would make the biggest impact at the Stadium of Light?